Hello there. So I'm going to have a bit of a controversial talk here, and that is about iPhone versus Android. So I've got a Galaxy Note 9 that I bought in around about late 2018, and I got an iPhone 11 that I bought in 2019. Now, the iPhone 11 was a bit more expensive than the Galaxy Note 9. The difference is this iPhone 11 will have software updates and support until 2027. This device stopped receiving software updates really about 2 years ago already. So is it more expensive buying an iPhone? Not at all. It's actually the longevity of the device is just so much better. The other thing is you've got a situation here with iPhone where the hardware is pretty much consistent, and it's easier because there's limited models available. So to repair an iPhone is generally easier. I can take this iPhone to the shop and it's $85 to put another battery in. The Samsung will probably cost a bit more. And because there's so many different variations of Android, it's kind of like a wild west of things. Look, granted, a Samsung is a pretty popular device, so I probably won't have an issue replacing the battery. But it's just more things to go wrong because you need to have different equipment and different sets of tools and stuff to support the different types of screens. Whereas with Apple, the iPhone 11 is all similar, the iPhone 12 is all similar, the iPhone 13 is all similar. The other thing, and this is a major thing, if you're running a business and you're not using an iPhone for your banking and for your financial stuff, it's really, really a risk. The reason is the Apple Store is pretty much a heavily walled security garden, and nothing really gets in there. And if something is found to be malicious or have some sort of malware embedded in it, it gets removed and that company is banned. Very, very difficult to launch something on the App Store that's malicious. I think there's about one or two different various types of spyware, which very, very high-level government agencies have access to. I believe the Israelis have a spyware product which they use on foreign actors with it's called Pegasus, which is a good Trojan for hacking phones and things. Jeff Bezos was famously used for it when they infiltrated his phone through the Saudi prince, and they hacked his pictures of his rather intimate pictures and then tried to blackmail him using a piece of software called Pegasus. But generally, iPhone is a heck of a lot more secure. The other thing is, why on earth would you use Android, which is basically Google, which is a marketing company? It is just, if you just judge by the way they handle things, and this goes for Microsoft as well. Microsoft has probably got one of the worst app stores ever in their Windows. It's completely, I wouldn't trust anything on that store. You've got to be very, very careful. They don't have a really good process. And it's a bit well, it's quite bad on their part actually, but to get an app on your Android which just happens to got adverts in it, the number of phone calls I get regarding people that have got these adverts just popping up after they've installed an app, the ratio is just almost always like Android, Samsung, Oppo, Asus, all these other brands that run Android. Whereas with the iPhone, occasionally you'll have a situation where, photos aren't uploading, completely different sort of support. And you can be rest assured that it's very, very unlikely that anything on an iPhone is going to be compromised by like a Trojan or a hack tool or something like that. Unless you're a really, really influential, high celebrity, high target figure, no one's really going to target you. With the Android, you can go to the store and I can download a piece of malware or spyware right now and adverts will just start popping up like crazy. And you can report it to Google. It won't be removed immediately. So here we go. Pretty much similarly priced phones, but this one will have support till 2027, the iPhone 11. My opinion as well, if we're just comparing Samsung to iPhone as well, because they're the two big players, the iPhone 11 takes much warmer, much better quality photos than this. And Samsung was famously involved in this scandal where they were bragging about how their 10 times zoom could take photographs of the moon. And then what somebody did, they put a white dot on the wall with a black background, and the phone filled in the moon's details. So completely fraudulent. It never was taking photographs of the moon. It was basically just filling in the blanks with AI. So if you're running a business, or if you have a loved one and a senior, like your mom or dad, and you want to get them a tablet, get them an iPad, get them an entry-level iPad rather than buying them a cheap Android tablet. Try and avoid, wherever possible, for anyone you really care about, honestly, if you're a person who's a tech aficionado, and you know your equipment and you know what to click and what not to click, fine. Use your Android devices. They got a lot more features often than the Apples. The Apples take a while to catch up, but don't ever say that an Apple is more expensive than an Android, because this thing has got like a 3-year software support, and I think that's probably about the best. And it's got a really compromised or easy compromised store as well. So just bear that in mind. Apple reigns supreme in the business world as far as I'm concerned, or we're concerned. We support both. We can transfer one to the other, or each to their own as well. But yeah, that is our opinion on, if you really want to buy a decent device, buy an iPhone. It's simply the best.